Hello and welcome to the Buff Up Show. This is episode 3. It is the Next Gen Gaming's blog's PC gaming show. As always, I am joined by the wonderful Aaron Sullivan.
Yes, sir. How you doing, dog?
I'm alright. Aaron, why are you glad to be a PC gamer this time around?
I've been a bit of traitor this week, and I've been playing Brotherhood on my 360. but I am very excited about the Terra Beta, which we'll be talking about later, and the Mesmer trailer for the Professions for Guild Wars 2. Was fucking awesome.
Yes, it was.
And I want to play one right now.
Okay.
So that's why I'm excited.
Well, we will discuss that later. But we're not alone. We're not alone. We are joined by the second best thing to come out of Poland. Some call him The Witcher 2. It is Av.
Howdy.
How's it going? So, why are you glad to be a PC gamer, or have you abandoned your PC ties to play consoles this week?
Well, I have been playing mostly the PC lately. And actually, I've been playing Assassin's Creed 2, which...
So you've been playing a similar game. You see, Aaron, Assassin's Creed is out on the PC.
It is, but mine was free on the 360, so hush.
Alright, I'll give you that one.
They're cheap on Steam.
So it's been a cracking 2 weeks of PC gaming. Obviously, we come to you every fortnightly. So it's been a cracking week. As you can see on the front screen, we've got more videos than usual. So we're going to get straight into it. And Diablo 3, there have been a couple of news stories about this. You know, it's had a Korean release is up in the air, and there were rumours of a February release. Av, I know you've been keeping up with this. Did you really think it was coming out in February?
Well, the February release was possible, seeing as the beta was already in there. Then again, we're dealing with a Blizzard game. There's no release. There's only like... It's between now and never. Yeah,
so to refresh people's memories, basically a Best Buy in America was had a big electronic board. Well, it had a big board and it had a little electronic countdown timer saying, "Hey, this is out in 25 days. Come to our midnight launch." This obviously got a picture was taken of, and it went on joystick, and the guys there made an article about it. So you know, it looked pretty. The story had a lot of credence to it because you saw this big electronic board. Aaron, were you excited? Do you want this in February?
I think February is a bit too soon for me.
What?
There's a few other games that I want to play as well, but I think this is just a case of retail stores going renegade. They do it all the time. If Blizzard say it's not coming out in February, I believe them because they don't normally bullshit us. And I think we'll get advance warning before it does come out. So it's all good, man. I'm willing to wait. I'm willing to let them perfect this because I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, the first thing I thought when I saw this sign was, well, you know, Blizzard don't normally let things slip. They normally send out a good press release, and you know, they're normally ahead of the retailers. And you know, you can see the picture on screen now. It's this big board, but you know, people at first thought, oh, maybe it was Photoshopped because they spelt February wrong. So it was, the R was misplaced. So people were like, oh, it's the Photoshop, and then they called the store, and the store one of the store clerks there said, yeah, we've got a midnight launch. And basically the next day, the Blizzard community manager Bashiok came out and said, like, yeah, stores don't know what they're doing. We can't control every store out there. We haven't announced the release date, and that is probably not the release date. Another thing I found funny, because Aaron, we both use gameplay.co.uk as a release sort of radar every now and again, but we know that they predict a lot of release dates on there if they haven't got an official release date. And they had a release date of February 3rd, so a lot of articles were saying, oh, and gameplay.co.uk are saying February 3rd to corroborate the story. And I just laughed at that, and our article actually pointed out that gameplay.co.uk often predict release dates, so you can't take their word for it. And you know, I wouldn't use them in court to corroborate my story. That's all I'm saying. Other Diablo news. Korean release. It's based on the release date again. They're having trouble getting this game passed in Korea because they've got the auction house, the real money auction house, where you can buy stuff for real money, you can sell stuff and convert to real money. Now Blizzard have met the Koreans halfway, and they've said, right, you can't take money out. You can put money in, but you can't take money out, because they've likened it to a form of gambling. So Blizzard are like, yeah, we'll take the gambling element out. Well, you can't put money in, so you can't lose money. But their committee their committee of their board, that they find it difficult. They can't give it a rating, so the game can't get a release date. Aaron, this sucks. Do you think this is causing the delay for Diablo 3 worldwide?
No, I don't think that's what's causing it. I think they just want to fine tune the game. But the idea of like being able to buy items in game is it's just so gay to begin with.
Well, really, they haven't really given us the ability to buy items in game as much as given us the safer way of doing that. Because let's face it, have you seen Diablo 2 market? There are millions of third-party sites which can probably suck up all your money from your credit card.
Yeah, it's much better they've done this in this safe way. This is like the first worldwide release game that Blizzard are doing. Normally they do regional releases. Do you think this is holding off the release of the worldwide because they can't get Korea sorted?
Actually, I probably think yes, because this is the reason why they've implemented the whole Blizzard balance thing. Have you heard that?
What? Tell us more.
Well, Blizzard balance, as far as I'm aware, it will be mainly for Diablo 3. However, it will still extend towards items for like World of Warcraft from the shop, basically.
Yeah, so you can buy in-game items, maybe you can buy
Yes.
physical items. It's going to be this whole Blizzard currency across their Blizzard games, and they're releasing the Blizzard Arcade, which is going to have the free games such as the Blizzard Dota. So Blizzard are really pushing forward with Activision behind them. So yeah, I don't know. Aaron, you don't think so? Av, you think so? I think it's very possible that this Korean release is holding up the game, because they've got to be almost done with this game. And for anyone that's in the beta, you'll know that the game isn't really there. The beta is basically a demo. There's no real story in the beta to go through. And they won't be updating the beta anytime soon because they want to keep their cards close to their chest, and they want the full release of the game to give away the story of the game. And you've got to give them some credit for that, because World of Warcraft, you can play almost the whole game in the beta. So Aaron, do you want to change your mind? Do you still think this Korean release is not holding it up?
No, I don't want to change my mind.
Whoa. Okay, we'll move on. I think that was our cue. To move on. Something that is always a hot topic with PC gaming, unfortunately, is piracy. And we're using the FIFA Soccer blog here because they posted the article that FIFA was the fourth most FIFA 12 was the fourth most pirated game. The most pirated game was in fact Crysis 2. FIFA was pirated nearly 4.5 million times. It was quite insane, mostly on the PC, a few on the Wii. Is piracy really killing the PC market, or are most of those pirated things not going to convert into sales anyway, or are those people buying the game and pirating the game? Aaron?
I think some people are pirating at first just to demo it. I know a lot of people who do that, but I think the large majority are just like they can't afford the game, but they want to play it. And I think it's severely damaging the PC market, because then at the end of the day, developers no longer want to, or they'll either not release it, period, or they'll delay it until after they've got the revenue from the console versions of their game, and then release the PC game. It's all it's doing is like kicking us in the arse. And I'm against it, man. Buy your games, goddammit. And I'm really not surprised about Crysis 2, because I think Crysis 1 was the most pirated game of that year when it came out as well. I think a lot of people weren't interested in playing the game because they heard it's just a glorified tech demo, but they wanted to see if it worked on their system.
With regards to Crysis and Crysis 2 at least, it had a great multiplayer, Crysis 2, and I played I enjoyed the multiplayer more than I did the single player. And as a PC gamer, you should know that if you pirate a game on the PC, you generally can't play it online, or at least you can't play it online on any of the official servers. Whereas if you pirate a game on the Xbox, you can play on their servers. You become a resource hog almost. You haven't laid down the cash, but you're using their servers. You're affecting other people's playing through.
There's actual repercussions for that. Like if you get caught, that's your account done. Whereas
yes, very
there's
true.
no repercussion on the PC. So people are, and it's very easy to do. So people are just doing it willy-nilly kind of thing.
Av, what's your view on this? Why are so many people pirating games? Why do you think they're doing it?
Well, let's be fair. A lot of people do pirate games for very same reasons what Aaron said. It's pretty much that. I mean, either they can't afford it or they just want to have a look at it. A lot of pirates are probably people around what? Students. Hell. Those people mostly do it because, well, they don't get a proper income.
So you're saying people that can't afford the games anyway are pirating them, so they wouldn't have made a sale anyway.
Yeah, that's partially true. I mean, obviously there are people who can do it and then don't, but still, I think the majority is the people who can't afford it anyway. And if you look at how Steam is handling it, I'm pretty sure actual fact that Steam and Steam sales exist has probably downed piracy by quite a lot.
Yeah, definitely. Steam is great. I love buying a disc-based PC game and then having the whole Steam connection to it, so I don't have to actually put the disc in the machine to run the game. Just scrolling through the comments here on the FIFA Soccer blog, a lot of people are saying, well, I bought the 360 version, I wanted to try the PC version, so I pirated the PC version.
There you go.
And Dave Bryant makes, who I think he posted the article, makes a great point. He basically says, we have triple play with Blu-rays these days, where you get the DVD, you get the Blu-ray, and you get the digital version as well. Wouldn't it be great if our copy of the game came with the Xbox version, it came with a download code for the PS3 version, it came with a download code for the PC version? Do you think this would... I think it would take the numbers down a bit.
You want that all under one price?
Huh?
That's never going to work.
Well, it works with Blu-ray, but hey...
It works with Blu-ray because it's
all right, let's not talk about the viability of it. It would take the numbers down. Do you agree it would take the number of pirated copies down? And that can only be a good thing.
In a way,
I think the question is irrelevant because it's never going to happen unless we have one unified console. Because obviously somebody's losing money there. Because unless they bump up the price and the console manufacturers agree on a price together and they agree on what share each company would get. Otherwise, it's never going to happen.
Well, Portal 2 recently gave PS3 users a free copy via Steam. If you bought Portal 2 on the PS3, you got a free Steam code.
They were promoting it on the PS3 though. I doubt you'll see that happen much.
Well, yeah, they've set a precedent there. They can do it again. Steam. Av just said Steam have done great. Steam are working with gamers rather than against gamers. I think that's what publishers need to do. They need to work with us. Stop gamers from pirating. But we've got a lot to talk about. We shall move it on. A hot debate there. We'll move straight into the beta watch, as I like to call it. Terra. This is some news we were alerted to today. Terra is in beta. It's been released in Korea, I think. It's been released somewhere in Asia. It's this action-based MMORPG with a rich player-based political system. Aaron, I know you've got strong opinions on this game. Have you got a hard-on right now?
I have a semi chub on. I honestly think that this is where the MMO genre should go. I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody's tired of playing WoW clones. Well, I want to say WoW clones because it's not fair to the developers. They do evolve that kind of.
It's that WoW style of play with their flavor added to it.
Yeah, kind of thing.
Whereas this is a completely different meal.
This is a completely different stuff. Obviously, if you're used to like Korean types of games, this is nothing new for you. But the vast majority of MMO players that have come into the genre like in the last 5 years, this is a new style of MMO for them, and I can see it taking off. And I'm hoping Terra is going to be amazing. I can't wait for the beta.
Good stuff. Av, I know you're waiting for Guild Wars 2 at the moment. You haven't dived into Star Wars. We're going to discuss that in the next section. But Terra, does it pique your interest? Would you try the beta?
Yes. I mean, in my time, before, I've played a lot of Korean-based MMOs. I've played Ragnarok. I've played Lineage 2. They were different in such a way, but obviously they were really grindy games. You have to actually know this. This isn't like a westernized MMO. But Terra seems actually pretty interesting. I've seen a few early shots of it. I've seen a few beta videos of it, and it actually seems fresh. Not the stale model which has been used over and over and over. This is the reason why I didn't play Star Wars.
All right, okay.
Well, get into later.
We're gonna bridge the gap between Star Wars. We're gonna let you calm down with your hate for Star Wars
Yes,
before we talk
yes.
about it. And going to move into gaming peripherals. CES has been taking place this week, and Razer first they unveiled the Razer Naga Hex. Aaron, we're both users of the Naga. This Hex version is for MOBA games, which is League of Legends, your Bloodline Champions. Instead of the 12 side buttons, it's got 6 mechanical buttons that are easier to press. Aaron, what do you think of this mouse?
I'm hoping this is just a prototype and they're not actually going to release this, because I can't see this selling at
Why
all.
not? Why not? It's got mechanical keys on the side.
Well, first of all, you've halved your buttons.
I only really use the first, since I've been playing Star Wars, I only use the first 6 buttons because the other buttons are harder to reach.
Then you've got the whole, does the mechanical buttons on the side actually bring anything to
Well, you know, they're
the
good for
situation?
250 clicks a minute, 10 million click life cycle. I sound like a Razer
Can you
representative.
click that many times in a minute?
Oh, well, I can't. But I think we all love mechanical keyboards. I mean, I've got a mechanical keyboard. I can attest to that right now. You've got a mechanical keyboard. A lot of the StarCraft 2 pros use mechanical keyboards. I think if the League of Legends pros pick this up and start using this, like, yeah, rather than saying, oh, we're sponsored by Razer, we're going to use this. If they pick this up and say, hey, I need to use this because it makes me play better, then yeah, I think this will be a success. You play League of Legends. Would you like a mouse with 6 buttons on the side that are ultra responsive?
I would say that would probably bother me more than it would help me.
Okay.
I normally use my side buttons for like TeamSpeak and similar to that.
Well, the thing with League of Legends is it uses QWERTY, doesn't it? Is it QWE, RT?
Yep.
You've only got like 5 abilities, so it's not as if you need 6 buttons on the sides. It's more. Okay, there's a few more.
4.
Huh?
4.
Oh, 4. It's 4 buttons. It's
4 skills plus 6 possible active items,
Well,
which go from number 1.
okay, so maybe for the items you'd want to have it bound here, so it's 10 buttons in total. I don't think you maybe need it. I don't know. Maybe people like I say with MMOs, I only use the first 6 buttons, so I might be able to. I'm not going to go out and buy this mouse. I've already got a Naga, but if you're looking to pick up your first Naga, you know, the last 6 buttons I don't use, so you only need 6 buttons. Aaron
use my 6
disagrees.
buttons. All right, so sure, right. I just don't see the point in having mechanical keys on an actual mouse. It works for the keyboard kind of thing, and you'll find that a lot of the pros, a lot of the esports pros, they don't even bother with the current Naga. They kind of they're cool with like hammering away on their keyboards, like with their crazy ass ABM. It's just it's an indulgence for them to have a Naga. It's not something that they require. You know what I'm saying? As long as they've got their DPI, they're fine. So I don't know, man. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, we will wait and see. Another product, moving swiftly on, another product revealed by Razer is the Project Fiona. Now, we thought this was going to be the Razer Switchblade, which was the small laptop MMO thing, and it turns out to be an iPad 2 with the PlayStation Nunchuck controllers added on. Is Razer trolling us? Is this thing the biggest joke you've seen? I don't know. Aaron, what do you think of this thing?
You said, I think you hit the nail on the head when we were talking earlier. I think Razer are throwing out prototypes at the moment, and they're seeing what sticks. I don't think this is going to stick. I'm pretty sure you don't think it's going to stick.
Well,
first of all,
go on.
First of all, the thing looks ugly. And yes, it does have some nice specs from what they're saying the prototype will have. But are you really going to carry that on the go and have it vibrate in your hands?
Well, let's pick it up a bit. It's got a proper i7 Ivy Bridge processor. It's going to have 7.1 surround sound. They haven't announced the graphics vendor. It's going to play PC games out of the box, so you can just load them on. It's going to run Windows 8 with a custom UI. But you can't take these things off the side. They're kind of stuck on. And the CEO of Razer basically said, well, you know, we made a prototype. Go on Facebook.com and tell us if you like it. If you don't like it, we won't make it. If you like it, we're going to make it. For around $1,000 or just below $1,000, can you indulge in Project Fiona?
Probably not. It seems like a dodgy looking thing. I mean, if I want to play PC games, I wouldn't really have time to play it on the go, really.
Fair enough, but also PC gamers love their keyboard and mouse, and you can plug a keyboard and mouse into this. We know it's got USB ports, but you know, do you really want to use analog sticks to play a PC game? It's not really a PC. They're saying that PC gaming is not dead, and they're bringing out this amazing PC gaming peripheral. But aren't you consoleizing the whole PC experience with these nunchucks?
Yeah, most likely.
I don't know. I think that they found a hole in the market. It's a very small hole, and
I disagree. I don't think they found a hole in the market. I think they're trying to go. I think they're aiming at a slice of the market that's being like overshadowed by Apple.
Well,
and then you've got the Vita trying to come, even though they're adamant that they're going for a different audience. They are selling that type of game on their consoles. That market's pretty saturated at the moment.
Yeah, that market is pretty saturated with the iPad 2 and the Samsung Galaxy Tab and Acer have products. The hole in the market they're filling is a tablet that can play real games rather than Angry Birds. I mean, if you go onto Razer's website, they take the piss like, oh, instead of playing a game about disgruntled birds and plants that have grudges against zombies, why don't you play some real games? So they were being very derogatory about current mobile games. They're like, hey, we can play hardcore games on the go. This thing doesn't look practical. It doesn't look cost effective. It's too niche. If I have a spare £1,000 in my jeans one day, I might buy this, but somehow I don't think that's going to happen. The comments from the PC gamers have not been too nice about this. I've seen people just saying like, "Is this a troll? Seriously, what is going on?" And I could believe if someone said, if they came out tomorrow and said, "Oh yeah, we were trolling you," or if they came out 5 minutes after the presentation like, "Yeah, only joking, this is our real product," you'd believe it, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I would indeed.
Okay, so pretty interesting stuff there. I think we shall move on to some Star Wars: The Old Republic news. We're going to get some PvP content, and they've also announced their first patch, which is on the PTR right now. Right, so as far as the PvP content goes, upcoming content will include ranked Warzone matches, PvP stat tracking, open world PvP loot drops, more Warzone medals for different objectives such as guard optimizations, target optimizations, improvements to combat play, as well as a separate bracket for level 50 players. And that last one is the most important, don't you agree, Aaron? The level 50 bracket. Level 50 players currently have access to PvP gear, which has expertise on it, and it makes the level 50 characters so much better at PvP. So I can't wait to have a bracket. I mean, have you experienced this? Have you tried to take down a level 50 in PvP?
Yeah, but generally I don't. I'm smart. I don't generally go after them on my own. But yeah, I see what you're saying. They've obviously got an advantage, and it's obviously a good idea. You always see like a lot of people complaining that the noob should stay out of the bracket, but they're like 10 levels lower than you. What are you talking about, kind of thing. So it's a good move forward. I think their bigger problem is actual PvP content. War zones. Like, I know they're adding one more. We need more. God damn it.
Yeah, they did say they're going to add another faction, same faction war zone. Because at the moment they've got two war zones, which are Republic versus Empire, and then they've got Hutball, which can be Empire versus Empire or Republic versus Republic. And basically, because we've got an Empire-Republic imbalance, we always get Hutball. And I'm really sorry, but the only footage I could record for this section was of Hutball. So you're going to get some more Hutball right now, but hopefully our voices will entertain you through the Hutball. When I load up Warzone now, I look around me like, who's level 50? How many level 50s are on my team? And then as soon as I see the enemy, I'm like, all right, what level are they? And I try and gauge if we're going to win the match in the first 2 minutes. So I'm really glad about the level 50 bracket. Av, you're not really into your PvP, are you? I know you're not playing Star Wars, but Battlegrounds weren't out in World of Warcraft at release. BioWare have released these 3 war zones on launch, so it's a pretty good setup they've got at the moment. Would you be enticed by PvP?
Would I be enticed? Well, I've played EVE, so I know a bit of PvP. Do I? Though PvP is more hardcore there. As far as Star Wars, I know that Hutball wouldn't really interest me much, but I suppose control-based kind of domination-styled stuff wouldn't be that bad. I mean,
well, Hutball's not actually that bad. The problem with it is just that you get it
You need a group.
60% of the time.
Yeah.
And it just becomes annoying when you're doing the same thing over and over again. The first time I played Hutball, it wasn't actually that bad. I enjoyed it for what it was, kind of thing. Yeah, we just need more variety at the moment. And obviously, yeah, you've told us that's due to the imbalance. But I know they're introducing that you can choose which war zones you want to go to now.
Yeah, they're going to introduce that, which is going to be good, I guess. I mean, you have to queue a bit longer, but you will get the war zone that you want, which is Civil War and Void Star. I'm really enjoying PvP at the moment in this game. Even Hutball, we don't want it to pop up, but if you're playing with friends, it's all right. You get a healer to heal you, and you sort of go in as a team. So it's not so bad. I'm really glad to see that they're adding all these things. I mean, everything that they've said in that list that I mentioned is everything that people said was missing from the game. And I think it's really good. They're on the board. They've either been reading the forums or they're good developers and they think like us, like, yeah, we need this, we need guard optimization, we need PvP stat tracking, we need loot drops, we need better medal optimizations, and so on. Just a couple of changes. Ilum, the PvP wild zone, which I haven't had a go at yet. Apparently it's awful because you don't have to actually PvP to get the objectives done. They're changing that, thankfully. And that's the PvP content. They're also bringing out a new flashpoint already, a new high-level flashpoint, which is quite insane. MMOs don't normally get a content patch so quickly. Aaron, we're nowhere near level 50. Well, I'm a bit closer, but both of us are not exactly level 50, and there's more content coming already. Do you think it's coming too quick?
No, I don't, because a lot of people are level 50 and they're zooming through the content. So obviously this is to address those people. Obviously we've got lives at the moment, and we aren't able to like haul the way we used to. But no, I don't think it's too early. I think they're doing the right thing. I think they're on the ball. If they can keep it up, that's the question. If this is like a one-off, I think they might find themselves in trouble. But I think they'll stay on the ball. So all is good.
All right, Av, obviously you're looking from the outside in. What do you think when you hear things like, oh, Star Wars: The Old Republic's getting a content patch in January, or, well, we think it's January, it's on the PTR. What do you think?
Well, what do I think?
What goes through your head?
It's not a bad thing. I mean, obviously, it shows they like the game they made. It shows they want to improve on it. And plus, it shows they are actually listening to what people want, and not just probably the vocal majority who like to scream their wants on the forums. They probably looked into it, and this is a good thing. I mean,
so which brings me to the subject. You haven't obviously played Star Wars: The Old Republic. You're waiting for Guild Wars 2. We discussed this the other week. You're one of those people that are waiting for Guild Wars 2. Would you ever be interested in playing Star Wars: The Old Republic, especially hearing that it's getting some good support?
I mean, I don't hate this game. I simply am tired of this concept of an MMO.
I mean, you played the beta, right? So you had some experience.
Yes, I've tried the beta, and it felt like something I already played before. You just add the cutscenes, obviously, yes, which is a nice addition, of course, but it just doesn't do it for me. The way combat works, it's basically what Aaron said about Terra. Fresh air to it. For me, I've quit WoW quite a while ago, and I just can't play any game similar to that. I just can't bring myself into it.
Well, it certainly is. It certainly is. I understand what you're saying. Basically, it's got the same mold as well, but there's so much to do different. They got the space combat. Like, if you're bored of questing, you can do PvP for a night, and like some nights I just do questing for my story, and I want to progress my story. So I think it's got an extra facet that perhaps games like WoW and Rift perhaps don't have.
Well, I'm not saying Star Wars is a bad game. I'm sure it has a lot more than previous games. Obviously, it has improved on the model. However, it's still the same model. That's my real problem with it.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, and the problem with that kind of the problem with that kind of mentality is that, like, yeah, you're not really gonna like take the FPS genre for instance. It's pretty much been the same, but each publisher or developer brings their own fresh idea to the table and builds upon that. There's nothing wrong with evolving an idea. I can't see this genre radically changing anytime soon. I mean, even the action-based Terra thing, it has been done before. Terra's not the first company to do it. It's just the first we've seen it over here. If you're not like an avid Korean, Japanese MMO player, so I don't know. And what Aryel said, like this game gives you opportunities to do all this stuff to level. So if you're bored of actually like running around killing the same mob or doing a stale quest, you can actually do other things to fill in the time, and they actually give you decent XP for it. So you're not just doing it. You're not just killing time. You're actually leveling up while you do these kind of things.
Yeah, there's some good XP and token loot to get from PvP. So, it's enticing.
At the end of the day, yeah, it's a stop. I guess for me, it's a stopgap until Terra or Guild Wars 2 come out. But I wouldn't say I wouldn't play it until those two come out, because we don't know when they're coming, and this is scratching an itch for me at the moment.
Well,
it's doing a very good job of it. So fair play to BioWare.
I'm glad someone's scratching your itch. All right, moving on to a couple of games that we didn't think were going to come to PC. Ghost Recon Future Soldier. This was dead in the water for the PC a few months back. Ubisoft haven't got the best record with releasing PC games, but they've announced a release date for Future Soldier, which is going to be May 25th, and a PC version will come later, they say. But at least they're saying it will come later. Aaron, I know you're a fan of the genre. Is it good news that we're at least going to get a version of Ghost?
This goes back to the whole pirating thing, doesn't it? Like this is what happens when you pirate. Developers don't feel like they're gonna make the revenue back on their other versions of the game on the consoles and whatnot, and seeing as those will sell with minimum pirating, obviously pirating still goes on there. It's a lot less than it is on the PC. It just makes financial business sense for them to delay it for God knows how many months on the PC. So I'm a bit disappointed, but at least we'll get a copy of it. So yay.
Well, they did say that basically we're going to get this. We're going to get the Ghost Recon Online, which is it's a free game, so you don't have to pirate it. It's free and it's online. But will you be waiting for the PC version because it might look better, or you just going to go on May 25th, Xbox 360?
It depends. I guess it kind of depends what everybody else is doing. Like if everybody starts whoring a console version and they're having immense fun, I'm not gonna hold back just so I can have the PC version. But then I will get the PC version afterwards.
Fair enough. I think it all depends on how far back this PC version is going to come. It's like they say it's going to be at a later date. How much is it going to be? 2 weeks? Is it going to be a month? I know Assassin's Creed used to come out months and months later, and the latest Assassin's Creed only came out like a couple of weeks later. So I don't know. They're showing signs of improvement at least. I know you own I think you own a PS3 as well as your PC. Does this game interest you at all? And are you interested in the PC version?
For me, games like that don't really do much. Not my kind of.
That doesn't scratch your itch.
Yes, it doesn't scratch my itch.
Okay, well, we'll move on to another game, which is certainly not coming to PC right now, but there's a petition for it to come to PC. It's Dark Souls. It's the Demon Souls was the PS3 exclusive, I think, but this one came out on the Xbox 360 and the PS3. And people are saying, well, we're PC gamers, we love RPGs, we want Dark Souls. Aaron, I know you haven't had time to play this game, but would you get a PC version if it came out?
See, I actually ordered this like just before this got released. This petition got released, so it's actually in the post on its way. But yeah, I can see where like people who just only play their PC or they don't own a console are coming from. Obviously they want a chance to get to grips with this kind of game, and the PC gamers love this kind of game. It's tough, it's unforgiving, but fair at the same time, and that's the kind of game we like to play. The numbers have jumped up quite rapidly. Well, how much have they got now?
Well, the article that I'm showing now says 46,000, but that was 3 days ago. It's now up to 60,000. So 60,000 petitions. People have signed this petition. The thing is, the gameplay, the combat was. You played The Witcher 2, and the combat in that was likened to Dark Demon Souls a little bit, and that played great with the keyboard and mouse. It also played well with the control pad. But I'd like to play this game with the keyboard and mouse. Av, I know you own a PS3. Same question really. Would you want to see a PC version?
Yeah, really. Why not? I mean, this game. I haven't played this game yet. Obviously, it's on my list. I still got plenty of stuff to play, and just waiting for it. But I will probably buy it at some point. But it will be a PC release or a PS3. It wouldn't probably matter for me that much. One or the other, really. And there's no reason why it shouldn't come out on the PC.
Yeah.
PC should be a decent market for games similar to that.
Yeah, definitely. I think if they sold it on Steam, avoid the whole piracy thing. Just release it on Steam. Well,
Yes.
I don't think you can avoid the whole thing.
Well, Namco Bandai are very particular about whether it makes sense for them to release certain stuff in certain regions in particular, and to a lesser extent on certain platforms.
And that's why we need this petition to show them that we do want it.
So I'm not sure if 46,000 is enough, but keep it up, and hopefully you'll get through.
Well, yeah, definitely. I want to play it with the keyboard and mouse, and also it's going to look sharper on the PC, and the possibility of mods. Just whisper that there.
PC does need a few games that will not hold your hand over everything.
Yeah, definitely. I think the article basically says, we're PC gamers, we like RPGs, we like really hardcore games. Give us your game, we'll pay for it. I think that's the basic story there. I don't know. Anyway, it's been a bump episode. We're going to finish off with something a little bit nice. Nice little story. I was watching this weekend. It was the Home Story Cup StarCraft 2 tournament. And normally we watch MLG, we watch DreamHack normally with these tournaments. And they're in these big arenas, and they're all professionally done. But not to say the Home Story Cup is not professionally done, but this is a tournament that was this was done in a guy's house. It was the fourth year in a row, I think, that the Home Story Cup's taken place on Take TV. Basically, one of the commentators in Germany, I think he's one of the top commentators, he hosts the tournament in his house, and it was really great to see because he had the production team in his bedroom, and the players were in his living room playing and getting refreshments from his kitchen, and it was just, this is where esports came from, and it's always good to remember where you came from, I think, as an industry. And it's just really nice to see that this tournament is still being run, and some of the best players were there. I think OGS MC, a Protoss player, won in the end. But this is a pretty big tournament. Av, I know you're not into your StarCraft 2 as much as you used to be, but it's a cute little story, don't you think?
Yeah. As you said, it's pretty much the origins of it, really. When you think about it, all those LAN parties, slowly evolving into bigger, more prominent, basically tournaments. Yeah,
it was no small tournament there. The winning prize was $7,500. So a tidy sum there. Aaron, we've ran a LAN party in the past. Our venue was much more professional than this, but this tournament was great. Do they have this in the Street Fighter scene? Do they have these little tournaments?
Oh, of course they do, and there's a reason for it as well. Yes, the bigger venues and the bigger tournaments, it's all great because it gives them a chance to make a living from it and whatnot. But it's the smaller little lands and stuff which builds the community, which makes you find these little gems, these diamonds in the rough that are these epic StarCraft players and don't even know it yet.
Yeah,
and they'll see this kind of small little setup and be like, oh yeah, we can do this, let's get around.
It's funny you say that because a Korean player called Sound, who's pretty much unknown, and he got to the final, and he announced himself at this tournament. He got beat 4-0 in the final, but still he made it to the final. I think it was great to see.
It can be intimidating to go to a proper, like the bigger competitions. These kind of things, it strips that away a little bit, and you find new people and you get new people into whatever it is, StarCraft, Street Fighter, and it can only be good for the competition and the game.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. people said 2011 was the year of esports, but 2012 esports, I think it's going to go through the roof. With Blizzard releasing Diablo 3, I think if it's a balanced PvP system, we might see some esports there. Hot of the Swarm might be coming out, so we see a further iteration of StarCraft 2. And you know, people are making these games all the time. League of Legends is growing. Heroes of New Earth is growing. Blizzard are bringing out their Dota. Valve are bringing out their version of Dota. So, but we're seeing these tournament games, and I think it's really cool to see because you're having internet stars born as well. People like Husky StarCraft, you know, they're making a living of this thing. And I think it's great. I think it's, you know, gaming is up there. If you look on YouTube, gaming is up there as you know, the number one sort of thing at the moment, and it's really nice to see. All right. Unless anyone has anything else to say, I think we're going to wrap it up there.
I'm gonna tease Av and say nobody who even dabbles in Eve only knows a little bit about PvP. We all know you're a PvP monster because that game is crazy.
Well, PvP isn't as much different than Eve. More.
Oh come on!
Higher.
You need to be a genius to PvP in that game.
No, you just need a big fleet.
You need to be mentally strong because you know you're just a minute away from losing all of your progress. Anyway, a bit of cleaning up to do. Remember, you can find us at the Next Gen or nextgengamingblog.com. You can find all the latest and greatest game reviews and news there. You can comment on this video right there because we're going to have a Buff Up Show article right there. Twitter, yes, we use Twitter. You can get us at official_NGB. You can tweet me at Aryel Abrahami, and you can tweet Aaron at AJR Sullivan. Av, I don't think you use Twitter, so if you want to contact him, send him a letter.
Everybody simultaneously boo.
Avaris, the wizard, at
the aviator
at polishcentral.com. I just made that up.
Yes.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. That was episode 3 of the Buff Up Show. Remember, you can leave comments below. We're always taking feedback, and we're more than happy to take on your suggestions. But thanks for watching once again. We really do appreciate it. And remember, the next show will be in another 2 weeks. We release one show every 2 weeks. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Good stuff. Thank you very much.
And now I'm going to touch myself to Av's voice.